Hey everyone. Hi. Sometimes the lighting here is weird, but hey. Hi, beautiful people. This is Kristen, and I am just really wanting to support people in terms of like tools and things to think about and things to do in this interesting time that we live. For some of us, it's much more challenging than other people because, depending on if we are getting sick or we have family members who are getting sick, it can be really hard. Hi, Alfonso. So I just wanted to share with you, yesterday I talked about how to create certainty in our bodies. And today I just want to talk about gratitude, to really, this can challenge our thinking processes, right? Like we can get really, hey, Sarah, I'm going to do a video for you in a little bit. And so this can really challenge us when we get into fear, when we go to the grocery store and there's not the foods that we like, or even, yesterday I went to the store and there's like no produce, like zero produce. And I live for produce. Like I'm not a vegetarian, but I could just eat produce for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day long. So, or we go and there's no toilet paper, or there's no hand sanitizer. The things that we really want and need right now aren't available to us necessarily, or there's no school. Like all these things that are shutting down can create inside of us a contraction, right? Like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, what's going on there? And it's like, there's a real skill involved with being flexible to adapt to the changes in our environment. And these are not long-term changes. They might last months, but we really need to learn how to adapt to them. And there's a skill in that. And part of the skill in that is learning how to manage our own feelings around it and recognize when we're going into fear, or when we're really worried a lot about things. And part of what's happening, hey, Vera, part of what happens to us is that we develop patterns in our life. And when this contraction of our culture happens, this can cause patterns from our brain to show up. And these patterns can be, oh my God, I don't know what to do, or being into fear, or feeling really scared. And some of us are aware of these patterns and some of us are not. And so what can be helpful, thank you for the love, what can be really helpful for us is to have a gratitude practice, is to create new patterns, right? If we create new patterns when there's scarcity happening around us, when there's closures happening around us, when all of our conveniences of life have been shut down, when the streets are empty, when the roads are empty, when the most important to notice our feelings and give us time to feel it. Yes, I so agree with you, Sarah, is to feel it. And so today the focus though is just going to be on, there's so much that's changed in our environment, and that gives us feedback, that gives us input into our brains, and then these patterns show up. And these are old patterns typically that can be related to scarcity, shutdowns, not getting what we want. Like a lot of this stuff actually goes back to early childhood, of these patterns. And this is actually a really amazing time for us to create massive new patterns. And these massive new patterns can support us when the coronavirus situation is over. So, hi, Jamie. So, this is what I have, Sarah. You think we should start the magic again? And I've been thinking about that. So, it's a possibility. It's a real possibility. Let me think about it. But what I do recommend is to have a gratitude practice, right? A regular gratitude practice to create a new pattern. So when we shift into gratitude, we can't have gratitude and fear at the same time. And I know that, some of you might be wondering, well, I can't be in gratitude all day long. So what we want to do though is, if you start your day, or at some point in your day, you have this sort of meditative gratitude practice, a contemplative gratitude practice, just that alone can start to shift, for 10, 20, 30 minutes, can start to shift the patterns in your brain, so that when this situation is over, that we can actually, have something, a brand new pattern in our way that can support us the rest of our lives. It's so massive. This is a huge opportunity for us. And so one of the books that I have followed that I love is called The Magic. And I know this is backwards for you, but it's from The Magic, and it's by the woman who created The Secret, Rhonda Byrne. And it goes through a daily gratitude practice for 28 days where she just takes different aspects of living our lives, and we have gratitude for the things that are happening. So thank you, Sarah. We have one frequency, exactly. We can elevate that frequency. And we are all connected. So what we do affects everyone else, right? And so when we're in gratitude, it affects everyone else. And so if you're struggling with, your children being at home a lot, any of that stuff, family being home a lot, having a gratitude practice can really help with that because it shifts the patterns. So, and just to give some examples of, of some of the takeaways that I've had from this book is about actually feeling the things that you're grateful for. Hi, Stacy. So feeling the things that you're grateful for, and just taking a moment to actually feel that and understand where that feeling comes from. And then the breadth of the gratitude is amazing. So things like from 10 things that you're grateful for to at night that she suggests having a gratitude rock where you take the most important, the thing you're most grateful for during the day and having gratitude for that. And then things like the bills that you have to pay, the bills you get to pay, right? So that because there's services that have been provided. So having gratitude for the services that have been provided for the bills that you're paying. People who provide services to the community. So whether it's sanitation or anything else the people who work on the roads, the people that work on the lights, people who work on the streets, having gratitude for all those the services that we take for granted regularly. And so having a real practice around those things can be absolutely incredible and change those patterns that you might be having. And so just notice, and I think it's important to notice, Sarah, you mentioned this about noticing the how we feel about things. And some of us, again, are more aware of it than others. And so much of it shows up in our body. It shows up in our the tightening of our muscles, our facial, the facial structures, the feeling it in our shoulders or our neck, are common places for us to feel the muscles in our body. Our digestion, has your digestion changed in the last couple of weeks? That's a sign of our systems being more into fight, flight, or freeze. So things that we can notice, my lights just went off, that's okay. Things that we notice in our bodies that are telling us, oh, I may not have been aware of it, but this is my body telling me that, oh, I'm afraid. And so if you want to shift those patterns, hi Camille, a gratitude practice can be amazing for doing that. So, and I think there's apps that you can, 3 good things is 3 things that you can be grateful for every day that you can use an app. I think there are other apps as well that you can use. So there's all kinds of things that you can do. You can do it as a family. I think that could be amazing. So, and Sarah, you say the feeling is the most important. Open the heart to the gratitude and to yourself in the same time. The practice is epic. I think that's what you say. I can't see more here, actually. Thank you for all the hearts and the thumbs up, everyone. And Sarah, you are so right. The magic really teaches you how to have the feeling of gratitude and why you have that feeling. Hi, Sinead. So, Sinead, I'm just ending up here. And so if you want to watch from the beginning, that would be great. So thank you, everyone. Absolutely. Every morning. I like to do it in the morning as well. That's the most important time for me. So I guess we restart again together. Sarah, you are really adamant about that. And I'm really open to that. So thank you for putting that, I've been thinking about it, but actually getting that little push from you is helpful. Very, very helpful. So thank you. And that's something from the book too, the thank you. So, I appreciate that. All right. So I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a beautiful, amazing day. And yeah, I'll be back, I'm sure, maybe with a fun announcement. Okay. Bye-bye.